All right, friends, family, everybody who loves everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Bae Area. I'm your host, Brandon Bailey, and I have the immaculate, esteemed pleasure, the honor, the luxury even, because time is of the essence.
What?
And her essence got a lot of time that's taken up by a lot of great students at U of L. I'm joined by none other than your fairy godmother at University of Louisville, Leondra Gully.
Hey, y'all.
How you doing today, sister?
I'm good. I'm great. It's homecoming week. We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things happening on campus, so I'm excited to see what happens for the rest of the week.
Yes, it is. We got quite the events happening, some things happening tomorrow, wrecking the bingo.
We're going to be wrecking in the bingo in the Red Barn. We're going to have an opportunity to engage with students, alumni, anybody who stops in off the street. We ready to have you.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. So talk to us about your journey, your path, your sojourn to U of L as a student, as a professional, as Leondra Gully the Great.
Wow, journey. It's been a very, very long time. And I am reminded of that every time we have a new incoming cohort. And I ask them, when was you born? And they say, 2000s. And I'm like, I was doing some other things during the 2000s. Yeah. So lots of things that happened. So I came to U of L as an undergraduate student studying psychology. I initially told myself that I was going to be a doctor. Kim 101 happened, and I was like, no, girl, not for you. So I was trying to figure out what path do I want to lead? And so I played around a little bit thinking about law school. And then in one of my first work study jobs as an undergrad student, it was actually in the Dean of Students office. Mm-hmm. And I had a supervisor, and over time, we worked together, and even thinking about the end of my undergrad experience, she's like, Leondra, what do you want to do? And I was like, girl, I do not know. Yeah. She was like, well, you seem like you work really well working like in this environment. Would you be interested in working with college students? I was like, that's a real job? She was like, yeah, you can go to school for it and everything. Literally, I said yes. She said, okay, we're gonna go somewhere for lunch. She literally walked me from the Dean of Students office. We walked over to the College of Education, and I think the person over admissions, her name was Robin at the time. Okay. She literally sat me down and she said she needs to apply for the CSP program. Yeah. And I was like, what's the program? And so literally in a course of about 15 minutes, I had been able to submit my application, had a interview in person. And then next thing you know, what seemed like the next day, I was assigned the illustrious Dr. Amy Hershey as my advisor for the master's program.
Yes, 15 minutes is crazy.
Crazy. Not granted, it wasn't 15. It felt like 15 minutes. But literally, and that's why I always try to stress students, it is not only about the experience and the knowledge that you learn, but it's definitely about the journey and the connections and the relationships that you build. Because you never know who you're talking to on this campus and what sort of doors they not only can expose you to, but literally allow you to open them and you jump right in with 2 feet. Yeah. So journey it has been. And then, I was one of those students like, when I get my master's, I'm leaving U of L. Yeah, that was like double digits years ago now. And I'm still here. And I think it's because the relationships that I've built with individuals, the work that I've done with students, and being able to see the impact that it can make on a student to have someone who's in their corner. I'm still here, and it's 2025.
2025.
Still here.
Yeah, through it all. We glad you're here.
Well, I appreciate
a lot of families, a lot of alums, a lot of current students are glad you're here.
Yeah.
And staffing.
Seen a lot of siblings. Yeah. Seen a lot of families come through.
Oh, yeah.
I actually keep in touch with some of the students that were here, and I saw one, and she, has a little boy now. It's like, geez, Louise, sweetie, you got children?
Yeah.
That's been a minute ago.
Whole families out here.
Yes.
So for those who may not know, what is the Woodford R. Porter Scholarship?
So the Woodford R. Porter Scholarship is a scholarship that is administered through the U of L Office of Admissions. Students who graduate from a high school in the state of Kentucky, including some of the surrounding counties, they are eligible to receive a scholarship based solely on their academic merit. And it ranges from anywhere from a flat amount to being able to receive tuition plus a stipend. So it's an opportunity, especially for students who may not otherwise have had the opportunity to be able to come to school most of the time, sometimes debt-free.
Yeah.
But for them to be able to have an experience, get a degree in something that they may not otherwise have.
Mm-hmm.
So the scholarship has been around for a very, very long time. You're talking about 84 was created, 85 the society, which is the student organization that supports the programmatic function of the scholarship, is here. And so it has a long-standing tradition, not only in the state, but the nation. You could probably think we're at least at, 10, 15,000 alum around the nation, around the country, around the world, that are, who came through here as Porter Scholars. So I would say from a reputation, it's one of those things that, you want to be, you aspire to be. Mm-hmm. And they are the individuals when they leave this campus that we are happy that they had the title of being a Porter Scholar.
Now, for current students, how could they get involved, explore opportunities with the Society of Porter Scholars?
So the great thing about the Society of Porter Scholars is, like other student organizations, it's not limited to membership specifically to Porter Scholarship recipients.
Okay.
So while their main goal is to support Porter Scholars through the 4 pillars: scholarship, leadership, service, and heritage, the organization is actually open to any student organization. So it's as simple as dropping in at an event. So hop on Engage, look to see what's going on, or to show up at a committee member and say, you know what, I want to be involved. This is something that I want to do. But lots of opportunities for students to be able to get involved throughout the academic year, and sometimes even the summer, because there are still some service opportunities that happen during the summer that students can actually get involved in and participate in.
Now, speaking of some participation,
Mm-hmm.
what have your participation activities and efforts look like in the Caribbean?
So one of the things that I did not do enough of as an undergraduate student is take advantage of study abroad, whether that be through the university sponsored trips throughout the break or during a semester-long experience. So one of the things I told myself I was going to do as a grad student is that when a trip pops up and I have the opportunity to go, pack your bags, get the suitcase, and be ready to go. Yeah. And so I had an opportunity starting my graduate experience to go abroad. So ISLP, shout out to Dr. Michael Sujay. Yeah. He led the trip, him and Dr. Tom Jackson, and we went to Barbados. The most amazing experience. And so I told myself that whether it's work-related or personal, I'm trying to hop on a flight and get to the Caribbean anytime that I can. And so, through some of the experience and the people that I've met, I've been able to really try to go abroad at least, once every year, every other year. And we had an experience this past academic year where we had the most phenomenal opportunity to take students who are in the Porter Scholars in Medicine program. Mm-hmm. We actually took them to Trinidad in collaboration with the Office of Student Involvement. Yeah. And these students had an opportunity to not only see the healthcare system from a different perspective, but they got to shadow, they got to talk to current professionals, they got to talk to current medical students to really give them a perspective of what healthcare looks like outside of what they normally see. And so phenomenal opportunity. We also took students who are current U of L School of Medicine students. And so I think it was a great learning experience and networking opportunity for the students we got to take.
For sure. Now, we danced around some of your undergrad experience, and now we know how you got into the graduate school situation. Tell us, who are some of those influential figures that inspired you, that ignited your path during your time at U of L?
So during my undergrad experience, my advisor was a phenomenal individual. Her name is Dr. Tamara Adams. Mm-hmm. She currently is still here in the city. Yeah. And so she was my academic advisor in the College of Arts and Sciences. Yeah. And when I say to be able to see someone who moved like she moved, the way that she motivated students, the way that she inspired students, I knew that she was someone that I wanted my professional life to mirror and look like. Yeah. And so just by watching her, and I actually told her this when I got into the PhD program, and she was like, Leondra, I never knew all of that. But she really was the model from an undergrad experience. And then I had, a couple of phenomenal supervisors. Dr. Michael Anthony, he is now the president at Prairie State, I believe. Prayerfully, I got that right, because don't kill me if I didn't. Yeah. University, and so, or maybe it's a college. It's actually Prairie State is a community college.
Okay.
And so he gave me my first job.
Yes.
And I was so humbled and just so excited to have the opportunity. And so I had another phenomenal supervisor, Phyllis Clark, which is super crazy because her daughter is now a freshman here at U of L and is a Porter Scholar. So I had the opportunity to engage and, interact with her. Dr. Tierney Bates, also someone who, pushed me to always go as far as I can in terms of my education. So I've had the opportunity to really have some phenomenal supervisors who were de facto mentors for me. And that's the reason why I continue doing this work, because I know what people did for me. Right. And I want to be able to give that same level of pouring into other people that people did for me.
Speaking of pouring, someone we have acknowledged in the past and in different capacities before, that, to my understanding, I never had the privilege or blessing of knowing her, but was an immense talent and figure on campus. Tell the world who Darla Frazier was.
Darla Frazier was probably one of the most positive people that you would meet in your life. When I say regardless, rain, sun, shining outside, you looking around, it could be snow on the ground, it could be an ice storm, because we live in Kentucky and the way the weather is set up. She would always have a smile on her face. She was a longtime U of L employee who worked in the U of L Office of Admissions for double-digit years before she came to what was then the Cultural Center, and I had the opportunity to work with her. And so she was just one of those persons that even if you didn't know that you needed it, she was someone who could make your day better just by coming in and saying hello to you. And the relationships that she was able to build with numerous U of L students across campus. I mean, when she was on her off days, Ms. Darla was out in the community recruiting for U of L. She loved U of L that much. Her children also went to U of L. And I think she actually started working here, really like right after high school. And so phenomenal individual and just someone that was a light, not only to this university, but the world.
Yeah. Shout out to the Frazier family.
Yes. Shout out to Ms. Darla Frazier and her family.
Yeah. So 120 East Brandeis, nowadays known as the home of the Center for Belonging, Access, and Engagement. For other folks, Belknap South, right? But for those who are curious, Belknap North. Belknap North.
Belknap Village North.
Belknap Village North. Mm-hmm. See, I don't fool with the village.
BVN.
I know the village people, but I don't fool with you like I just did that.
Yeah, right I did. I appreciate it.
Oh, gee, with socks. Check it out. You got to coordinate. 120 East Brandeis, home for the Center for Belonging, Access, and Engagement. How can alums and students, staff, faculty even get involved with the things happening today?
So I would say for prospective students and current students, just literally open the door, walk in. As soon as you come into the door, you are going to be greeted, and we want to know who you are. What can we do to support you? There are a number of events that happen on a monthly basis. We have a number of student success initiatives, so you can get involved with our coaching program. We have our Muhammad Ali Scholars Program. We have our Roots to Rise program. And we even have those that are prospective students. You can get involved with the Guardians Rising program, in addition to the Porter Scholarship program and a number of student organizations that many of the staff in this building support and advise. So lots of opportunities to be able to get involved. For alumni, literally same thing. The only difference is you can DM us. You can walk in off the building. You can find a student who go to U of L right now. You can find us on LinkedIn, all the social media platforms, to say, you know what, we want to get involved, because we want to be able to connect with more alumni, because we know the impact that individuals networking and mentoring has on our students.
Yes.
And so we are open to any type of situation, whether that's us taking students out into the community to engage with alumni or bringing alumni in, which shout out to Rec and Bingo tomorrow, alumni. Hope to see you there. Lots of opportunities for alumni to be able to engage, whether they want to do it on an individual basis or even in a group capacity.
Yeah.
Even if it's not us, we can get you connected to student organizations or other departments on campus that you have an interest with. We just want to be able to facilitate the relationship and start the network building between alumni and students. And so whatever we can do to support that, we'll do whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. Love it. Center for Bay, y'all. We here.
We are here.
We ain't going nowhere.
East Brandeis.
120. Speaking of 20s,
Woo.
you are a few moments away from obtaining a terminal degree, right? In the midst of all things going on.
Speaking into existence.
If we gonna speak it. And one may want to know,
Then?
Dr. Gully, what advice do you have for me and my 20-year-old self? What would you say to your 20-year-old self?
This is going to sound real cliche. Just do it. I think when I was 21, I was really concerned about making the right decisions that were going to put me in a certain place in my future, and thinking so much about that I think there are some opportunities that I missed or passed up on, not knowing what the unknown was going to look like. And so I would tell myself, any opportunity that comes up that gives you an opportunity to increase your personal development, your professional development, or even your networking, get out there and do it. Because that's the one thing that I feel like, not only of my undergrad and graduate experience, but even thinking about as I became a new professional, I really wish that I had taken more advantage of opportunities to be able to network, to be able to, get out, see more things, do more things. Now, granted, the travel stuff, bucket list, great. Yeah. But some of the other things in terms of the professional development, I really wish that I had, put myself out there a little bit more to take advantage of some of those opportunities. Mm-hmm. So just do it. Don't worry about what's going to happen today, what's going to happen tomorrow. Because first of all, you don't know what you don't know, and you never know what happened until you try it.
It's true.
So just do it. Stop thinking about the extra stuff, girl. Just go on out there and do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
There was a time when we couldn't do nothing.
Well,
mid-March 2020, we received the email from all the powers that be, University of Louisville. Spring break's going to be extended.
Long extension.
And a very long extension. And then when folks got back, yourself included, you were on another trip.
I was.
With students, chaperoning. Everybody got back. We know how that story ended, and we were remote for indefinite amount of months, right? Furloughs and all of that. What are some of your fondest memories that you take from the pandemic?
Well, as you mentioned, so the day that actually it was 24 hours prior to all of the borders closing.
Wow.
To get back into the country, I was actually on a ISLP trip. We were actually in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And so I remember the day that we were leaving, because we actually decided to leave a little bit early. I mean, traffic was crazy. And I'll never forget, we were in an event on a college campus, and the first case of COVID had actually been announced in the U.S. Wow. So people came in and they looking at us, and we like, well, we've been here with y'all for a week, so we ain't got it. Yeah. But when we came back, I think it was just chaos, the unknown. I was like a couple of other people, like, yeah, girl, you about to do all this stuff. Bought me a whole stationary bike. I'm about to get fit during COVID. I'm about to do all this stuff. Now, granted, right now it's a little of a clothing rack right now.
Yeah.
But I had plans to do all of these things. The one thing I would say, one of my fondest memories of COVID was I had an opportunity to connect with family and friends virtually in a way that I didn't know existed.
Right.
And, I got to catch up on a lot of new shows I didn't know about. But the one thing that I found is that it gave me an opportunity. I ain't never talked to people so much during COVID.
Yeah.
As I have before. I mean, because you didn't have nothing else to do. I mean, we were on virtual meetings.
It was.
Seeing each other every week, just a little circle on the Teams platform. And so, because we didn't have that day-to-day personal interaction, anytime we got on a call as a staff, we had 9,000 updates for each other. 9,000. And so, I really feel like during that time, the one thing that I do appreciate is that the opportunity that I had through verbal conversations to really strengthen and build relationships with people.
Yeah. And speaking of relationships, it's our final question. So, we got homecoming things to get to, whatnot, people to say, Vegas kiss, all of that. Who is one person within our U of L family that you would like to have interviewed on this platform?
That is a really good one. I guess one person.
Just one.
I'm trying to think. Somebody who's seen it all, who's done it all, who will be candid. And I just want to hear what she gonna say. Jenny Sawyer.
Jenny Sawyer.
Jenny Sawyer. And if you don't know Jenny Sawyer, you don't work at U of L.
Yeah.
You probably don't even live here in the city if you don't know Jenny.
Yeah.
But Jenny has been influential, and I think not only helping individuals here at U of L, but her connections and the work that she's done to bring students here to U of L. And so I would love to hear more about her experiences because she's been here for a very, very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so to see what her experience would be like from when she first started and encountering those moments like COVID, because, you know, working in admissions, her world, it went strictly to online. So they had to pivot like no other.
Yeah.
And so where our programming somewhat stopped, they still had to do their work.
Right.
So I'd really love to be able to hear about her experience and some of the challenges. She's seen numerous presidents, numerous administrations, lots and lots of students who have probably now grandchildren who come through U of L.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be able to hear her story and, you know, how things have gone since she's been at U of L.
Yeah. Well, we gonna reach out to her.
Okay.
Jenny from the block.
Yeah.
I'm on the way to Houchins.
Jenny, you up next, girl.
We're going to get you in this hot seat, see what you got for us, so you get to have some knowledge, some wisdom, some sage advice. And we can't wait to hear from you.
You just better be ready for it.
Oh, yeah. Pray we all be ready. So everybody be safe. It's homecoming week. Enjoy all the festivities. Everybody love everybody. And thank you, soon-to-be Dr. Gully, for your time, sister.
All right.
Our sister in the Ministry of Higher Education. I'm Brandon Bailey, your host. Tune in next time in the Bay Area.